So, Shannon, how much did he hurt his case for MVP last night?
Well, Skip, he was in the MVP conversation, but I think in order to really have an MVP case, Skip, he was really going to have to stay on this historic run that he's on. And the Warriors was going to have to move from the 9th spot somewhere maybe around 5 or 6 for him to really be in the MVP discussion. Mm-hmm. I just don't think we can have that discussion with a guy that's in the 9th spot. I just don't think, he's playing unbelievable. I won't discount that. But to have a serious discussion, when Kobe went on that great stretch, when he had the 62 by 3 quarters and 81, Skip, he finished in the 7th spot. He was 4th. Steph is in the 9th spot. You talking about actually winning the MVP? So for me, I just didn't see it. Look, and Yoke, since Jamal Murray's been out, Skip, he's 4-0. And Joel Embiid has lost some ground because they haven't won since Ben Simmons has been out.
But it wasn't his fault last night.
No, he almost made a circus. He almost made a circus.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But he went 38 and 17 and made 2 threes.
But Yoke is not losing.
Nope.
And he's still putting up phenomenal numbers without Jamal Murray. So I just think, Skip, in order for us to have a serious discussion about Steph Curry and the MVP, they're going to have to probably win. They got 13, 14 games. They were going to probably have to go 10-2, 11-2, and somehow get to the 5th or 6th seed. But he was going to have to stay on this historic run. But MVP discussion, but to be like 1 through 4, I don't think we can have that discussion with him in the 9th spot.
Okay, so I thought last night going into that game at Washington, Steph was on the edge of the MVP conversation, just on the edge. Needed to win 2, 3, 4 more, start to creep up into the standings, maybe take a run at a Portland's without Dame right now. Struggling.
Dame came back last night.
Yeah, but they've been struggling without him, and now they've lost at home at least 2 in a row that I know of.
Yep.
So the point is that he had a shot last night, and he shot himself in the foot. And I tried to point out to everybody that before April, if you look back at his year before April, he was on a path to shoot his career worst from the three-point line, and then he went bonkers. He got the hottest we've ever seen any man in the history of this league from distance.
Yes.
And it went on for, you could argue, 10 games, but especially for 6 games. Never seen anything like it.
Right.
But before that, if you go back and look at his game logs of all the games he'd played in the previous months this season, he'd had so many.
Well, there was a lot of games like what we had last night.
Like that.
Yes.
So last night, he comes up empty. He shoots 2 of 14 from 3. 2 of 14. Well, nobody has a green enough light to get to 2 and 14, 2 out of 14, because most coaches would just say, stop it.
Right.
It's not your night. Give it up.
Nope.
Let somebody else shoot it. So I did watch this game from start to finish. And Washington, by the way, has quietly won 6 straight and 8 out of 9.
Right.
Why is that? Well, their 2 stars didn't shoot the ball very well last night either. But what is that team doing as a team? It is starting to defend at a high level.
Right.
So they were the first team in this hot stretch that just came out last night and said, you know what? No, not in our house. And they didn't just double. It wasn't like they were just jumping on him. They caught him at half court with 2 who were all out committed to, you can't even shoot it. We're not even going to let you get a shot off unless it's a forced shot.
You know, because he's the last guy you want to get a rhythm early, Skip. Because remember that night he passed Wilt, he's like, the first 3 went in. I was like, I'm not really passing anybody moving forward.
Okay.
And so but Skip, think about it, they're winning these games. He was scoring 40 and hitting 10 threes. What was the likelihood he was going to continue that?
Okay, but those teams were just playing him pretty much straight up.
You can't. Not he was on this streak.
No. So finally, somebody said, no, not this. We're not going to allow this.
Right.
If the others all beat us, let Kelly Oubre come off the bench and score 40.
He want to go. He want to score. He could.
Okay, and Kelly Oubre had a big game last night.
He did.
So then what happened down the stretch? You realize Golden State was in complete command of this game. Complete command.
Skip, they went up by 11 points. They called Steph was on the bench. Get this normal rest. He normally take about 6 minutes in this 4th quarter.
Yep.
They were up 11.
Yep.
Skip, I turned, and I said, well, they got this one in the bag. Skip, I turned back, and I'm like, hold on. How y'all down? What happened? But, Skip, you going to tell me Russ going to get 14, 20, and 10, and Bradley Beal going to start to... And then down the
By the
stretch.
way, Russell Westbrook had 20 rebounds.
Yeah.
20 rebounds?
So you just,
For 6'3"?
yeah.
Really?
And then Bradley Beal started catching fire, and then they executed great down the stretch.
Okay. And yet, Steve Kerr said after the game, we ran out of gas. Steph ran out of gas, but our team ran out of gas. They're on an extended road trip. I think that was the end of it.
Right.
But it was a 5-gamer through the East, and we just hit the wall, said Steve Kerr.
But Skip, they missed a shot the other night. Draymond missed a layup that would have tied the game in
would
Boston.
have.
Andrew Wiggins missed a layup that would have tied the game last night.
Okay? Yet, Steph rested for most of the fourth quarter, for a big part.
Yeah,
big
almost
chunk
6
of it.
minutes.
So he comes in at 6:17. They're up 104-93.
Yeah.
So he's coming in, a guy who's about to join
Yeah.
the MVP race with an 11-point
Yes.
lead. Well, don't you have to close that deal?
That's why I turned it. I said it's over. I said if Steph gonna come back in.
So from that point to the finish of the game, he took 4 more 3-point shots. If we could see those 3-point shots, he made none of them. There's the first one. Not a bad shot. Didn't make it. Here's the second one. He missed everything. It was nothing but backboard. Steph. And here's the third one. All the way around the horn. You know how he'll run for those shots. Yep. And he was a little wide right. And here's the fourth one. Not a bad look. Not a bad look. And he hit nothing but backboard. So 2 out of the 4 were what I would call air balls.
Right.
I know they hit something, but they hit no rim, right? That's Steph Curry, the guy who revolutionized the game. And here's what happened in those shots. When he took the first one that we saw, they were up 2, and then they were up 2, and then they were up. I'm sorry, I'm doing the layups. Sorry, I'm gonna start over. They were up 8. They were up 1, they were down 2, and down 2. My point is, all 4 of those shots were significant shots. The first 2 could have just put the game away.
That's what he was trying to do, Skip.
Right.
He was trying to deal him a death blow.
Yeah.
He was trying to deal him a death blow. And any one of those threes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
If any one of those threes go in, I think it takes the life from the Wizards.
Yeah.
But because they did, then guess what? He missed. They go down there and get a shot.
Right.
They go down and got a 3.
So at the end of the game, in the last minute of the game, he twice just said, I'm not going to shoot it out here anymore. I'll just drive it. And we know he's got a handle and ability to get to the rim. And he drove it and made 2 nice layups that cut it to 2 and cut it again to 2.
Right.
But it was too little, too late.
Right.
And Russ and company and Bradley Beal just took over.
But Skip, they get a steal from Russ at half court. Andrew Wiggins got a layup to tie the game. Skip, he blows a layup.
I got it.
Now, we might be having a different discussion to go into overtime because Russ at that point had played 40 minutes. I just like, man, they about to go to overtime. And ball like round the rim. But Yoke about to sew this up, right, Skip?
By the way, speaking of Russ, this is not a classic Russ game. He shoots 5 of 17 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He scores only 14 points. He gets 20 rebounds and 10 assists and has a triple-double that's sort of an old Jason Kidd-style triple-double, where the points are very low.
But 20 rebounds?
20 is impossibly great.
Oh,
So
look,
that's
20
just-
rebounds.
That's all guts, all effort.
Yeah, I mean, look, we see big guys. I mean, Clint Capella seemed like he got a 20-10, and Rudy Gobert get 20 rebounds. But Skip, we hadn't seen a whole lot of 6'3" guys get 20 rebounds in a game, and he's had these on several occasions.
Yep. So you still got him in your top 15, or you want to make? How about 16? He'll be 16. He dropped to 16 on Shannon Sharp's all-time list. No.
Top. I tell you what, he won another title, MVP. He gonna be top 10 for me.
Well, I don't care what he's doing during the regular season because I care about the post.
Well, don't you mention Paul George?
I need
You
more
better not
than the
mention Paul.
post.
I better hear you hear Paul George or 13.
Whoever put Paul George in Steph Curry's same
No,
sentence.
you were the one that hyped him up. Did you see PG?
Well,
Did you see what PG did? Okay, don't mention nothing about PG.
He's actually played better this regular season than Steph Curry has. But that doesn't matter.
I don't care.
I agree. It does not matter.
Okay, then.
He's got to be playoff P, not pandemic P.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then.
It.
So now don't mention nothing about those. Did you see those Clippers, Jenny? Did you see the Clippers?
Did you see what the Clippers did last night?
There you go. There you go.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.